Good evening, students. I hope you can see and hear me well. Today we're going to talk about another lecture that we have covered previously. We're going to cover the lecture of the course Technology of Service in Restaurants and Hotels. Particularly, we're going to talk about the topic of week 11, which was catering. Regarding the lecture outline, we're going to skip the overview of the lecture due to time limitations and go directly to the lecture, to the topic of this week. And at the end of the lecture, I'm going to give you an assignment. So what is catering? Catering is the business of providing food service at a remote site or sites such as hotel, hospital, pub, aircraft, cruise ship, park, filming site, or studio, entertainment site, or event venue. Basically, when we talk about catering, we can talk about two distinct types. We can talk about non-commercial catering and commercial ones. So non-commercial work catering is not kind of the interest of this course. This is about military catering and diplomatic catering. These are the catering types that are not focused on making revenue and profit. So this is about catering in non-commercial events and with non-commercial goals. The interest of this course is, of course, commercial catering, which has two very important types. These are the social catering and corporate or business catering. But also we have other types too that are considered to be catering too, but they are provided by very like unique organizations and unique institutions. That is why we are not kind of interested in them. But for the like sake of knowing and for the sake of our like profession, I would like to inform you about them. So the first one is social catering, school catering, which is about catering in the like schools. Also, we have like related type of catering, which is catering in the college and universities. Then we have like catering in the healthcare facilities. We have in-flight catering, which is provided by like flight attendants. We have recreational food services in the like amusement parks, sport arenas, etc. And also we have social organizations like social clubs and the other places where catering services are provided. But of our interest is, of course, social catering and business catering. So social catering includes events such as weddings, like festivals, like I don't know, like bar mitzvah, like can be Nowruz and the others. But also we have like school reunions, birthday parties, and charity events. When it comes to business or corporate catering, this is the type of catering that is provided in during the meetings, conventions, civic meetings, corporate sales, stakeholder meetings, recognition banquets, product launch, educational training sessions, seller-buyer meets, service award banquets, entertaining, and other, in hotel suites and others. Also, we did like distinct catering in two other types. The first one is on-premise catering, and the second one is off-premise catering. When we talk about on-premise catering, this is kind of catering services that are provided in the facilities like of that organization, like hotels, restaurants, and other places. For example, in the hotel, if we want to have catering services in the, let's say, conference halls or ballrooms and etc., this is going to be type of catering that is provided on premise. Also, in some restaurants, we have special spaces dedicated to like events, like banquet halls and others. And in this case, the service provided in there is going to be considered on-premise catering. Basically, the events like weddings and the other like events, toys, yeah, as you call them, they are provided. The service that's provided there is considered to be catering, and this is basically on-premise catering. When we talk about off-premise catering, we talk about catering that is provided in the remote site. So basically, it is provided in a site that is not owned by the catering provider. So usually, off-premise caterers, they have a special facility where they prepare food, where they cook, and then they transport it to the site of interest of the consumer and provide services there. When we talk about off-premise catering, we have three distinct types of off-premise catering. The first one is party food catering, where party food caterers provide the service. Then we have hot buffet catering, and then we have full service catering. Party food caterers are those caterers that provide kind of cold food. They just like transport it to the site and do not provide any services in there. The service is basically is provided by the guests themselves, so they basically help themselves. When we talk about hot buffet caterers, we talk about caterers that provide hot food. They also can have some like heaters that are going to keep the food warm. Also, for additional fee, additional charge, they can provide some servers. So they're going to be on site and help the guests. Yeah. The other and the final type is full service caterers. Full service caterers have like hot food, cold food, and also servers ready to provide service. Besides that, full service caterers, they usually have special tents, so they can build them on the site, so they can even cook on site and provide those services. Yeah, this is basically the full service caterers. Now let's talk about the catering stuff. When we talk about catering stuff, it can be kind of close to the restaurant stuff, but with some differences. The first one, we have chefs. Yeah, they are going to be professionals, but maybe not so stressed ones, because I mean, working in a restaurant has a lot of pressure. We have a lot of people ordering, and we have to make sure that all the guests are happy. In the case of catering, we have like the people who kind of ordered that, so we have to make them happy first of all. Then when it comes to serving, we don't have like waiters, we have just servers, because we don't take any orders, we don't have to provide process them, we don't have to build them, and etc. That is why we have servers. Servers are going to act as food runners in a restaurant, and of course, the number of them depends on the courses served and on the number of guests. Then we have usually a supervisor who can act as event manager, who's going to coordinate all the food preparation and the service at the place, but also the event manager or supervisor is going to be responsible for working with the client who basically ordered the catering service. Besides this, three common ones that can be basically seen in a restaurant on some extent. Yeah, like supervisor can act as the head waiter. We have like transportation services that are provided or are outsourced, so they can be other organizations that help the caterer to transport the food and the staff. So again, supervisor is kind of a person who works with the client and make sure that he has all the information to make the client happy, and also manage and supervisors kitchen staff, basically chefs and servers at site. Then we have chefs who prepare food. It is quite easier than in like managing the kitchen stuff, because we know all the food we have to prepare. So we're going to do that in a mass scale. So it's going to be something like an assembly line. Then we have transportation services. Yeah, usual transportation is done on special trucks. Yeah, that have coolers, like warmers, yeah, heaters, and etc. So we make sure that all the cutlery, all the plates, all the silverware, glassware, etc., is on site, yeah, on time, and is of course like safe. Yeah, so it's not going to be broken on the way. Then of course we have an army of servers who, as I mentioned, act as food runners in their restaurant. So that's basically it. And now I want to give you your assignment. You have 3 assignments. The first one is to define catering and its types. Then choose an event that requires catering. Describe the chosen event's planning and implementation process from the event manager's point of view. Basically try to act and write it down as a supervisor. Thank you for listening to this lecture. It was my pleasure. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.